Keep living the adventure. Axis of Awesome. What's up, adventurers? Welcome to another What's in the Shop. On this 42nd edition, I've got some bangers to share with you guys. By the way, I can't believe that this is the 42nd What's in the Shop that I've done. I'm going on the 5th anniversary of my channel this December, and it's hard to believe I've done 42 of these. It's kind of one of the cornerstones of my early YouTube journey and content on this channel. I just wanted to share basically what I had going on with my hobby with you guys, and that's kind of how What's in the Shop was born. I've noticed that a lot of other guys on other channels have done similar things. Hopefully I inspired them because it's a really cool format, in my opinion. If you need a way to make videos, or you're worried about producing content for your videos, I think it's cool to just throw a bunch of stuff on a video and share everything you have. And that's what I started doing. And like I said, this is my 42nd one of these. And I decided to do a live stream this week because I've got several announcements and several things to share with you guys. So I see I've got the comments working. Andy and Indy has joined us tonight. Hopefully some of you other guys can jump on. If not, I'll just be talking to the internet and Andy. So Andy, I appreciate you jumping on, buddy. It's always a pleasure to have you on here. You're an awesome dude, and I do appreciate that. Before we get going, I know we've got a lot of guys out there that don't drink, and that's definitely respectable, but I'm going to crack a beer tonight. I like to do that on occasion. I had a pretty long day. We hiked about 5 miles and ate some pizza. So I thought it'd be great to have a beer. We're going tonight with one of my favorites from Three Floyds Brewing Company, and that is War Mullet Double IPA. I've not done a Brew 30 on this, and I probably will. Brew 30, by the way, is my least popular video on my channel. Hey, Ernie's Addicts, thanks for showing up. Or Ernie's Addict, thanks for showing up on the live stream tonight, buddy. But no, Brew 30 is my least popular video series, but my favorite one to do. It's probably my most controversial I do, because I know there's a lot of people out there in the spirits and liquor and beer world who don't appreciate a novice approach to things. They probably take themselves a little too serious and maybe don't like my content or my beer reviews, which is understandable, because half the time I don't even like my beer reviews. I just do it basically as a filler for my channel, which coincidentally brings me to my 2,000 subscribers. I think I'm at sitting at 2,048 right now. I meant to do a special for 2,000 subscribers, but I was not able to due to some timing issues. But needless to say, we are at over 2,000 subscribers. And for all you 2,000 people plus out there who've subscribed to my channel and felt that I was worth your time, thank you very much. And that one guy who always thumbs down every video, maybe 10 to 15 minutes after I post it, thank you too. At least you're wasting your time, and I'm living rent free in your mind. So I love those people as well. So anyways, I've got a few housekeeping things to attend to here, some announcements. But first off, I want to bring attention and a shout out to two individuals who we lost over the last few years. One was a personal friend of mine, and the other one was a acquaintance. First off, Major Tom from the 435 movie show featuring the G.I. Joe action team. For those of you who aren't familiar with Tom, he was one of the original members of the Axis of Awesome and one of the key members in pushing us and uniting us in our group. For those of you guys who I know have got some messages lately who've asked about the original Axis of Awesome and who we all are. We are myself, Skunkworks Studios, Adam from G.I. Joe The Lost Chronicles, Pat from Elite Action Joe Studios, Peter from The Skulls Review, Tom Hansen from Spider Monkey Films, Poplocks, Cody from Poplocks 4583, and of course, Major Tom from the 435 Movie Show. Like I mentioned, we miss Tom very much. It's just not the same to have the Axis of Awesome without Tom, and I hope he is in a better place looking down upon us with a gleeful smile. And the other individual who we lost recently was Mr. Steve Gilmore from a channel you hopefully are familiar with called Toy With It. I had the pleasure of chatting with Steve several times over the last few years, talking about his hobby and his amazing Action Man photos. If you're not familiar with him, he's on Instagram, YouTube, and I believe Facebook. His wife, I believe, curates his channel still, and she put a tribute to him out the other day, which I wanted to address. That Steve was a very inspirational person. I featured some of his photos on one of my early What's in the Shops, and I hope he is in a better place as well, looking down and enjoying what we're doing with our hobby. So another announcement I want to bring up to you guys. Here after this video, I plan on taking a break from YouTube for the rest of the summer. Obviously, I'm not going to take a complete break. I've got some shorts that are scheduled to be loaded up weekly. But when I say take a break, I'm going to just kind of stop posting a video on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday like I normally do. For you guys who are familiar with my channel, I do a Tuesday toy review called Reviews Day. I do a Brew 30 beer review on Thursday. And then Friday, I usually do my regular I guess, video series where I'd either do restorations, a collection close-up, some type of really longer format video that I put more time into than the others. But I'm gonna take the rest of the summer off. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm doing a lot of family stuff, spend a lot of time with my son and my wife, and I will resume our duties on September. I believe the 3rd will be when the first video drops. So you guys will be hopefully excited to see me back. Also, I do have a couple special videos coming up in July. I have a video of Project Armstar, which is my next long format photo story. I think if you watched my live stream last week with the Axis of Awesome fellas, I showed a preview of that. And I plan on actually showing that same preview today. So we've got that coming, as well as a special Brew 30 for the 4th of July. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And I also want to announce, I wanted to have this for tonight, but I wasn't able to make it happen due to time restrictions. My other feature story will be the Jungle of Doom, and it will be in October. But you'll hear more about that as we approach that time. So be on the lookout for some really cool stuff coming from Skunk Works Studios. Let's see what else. I kind of took the time to kind of plan some stuff out to talk about tonight. Another thing I want to bring up real quick for you guys. A lot of people who are familiar with my channel and know me always leave great comments, and I really, really appreciate that. And I love people who are considerate and nice and respectful of my channel. I try to do my best. I don't always do my best, but for you guys who might be new subscribers, if your goal is to go back through all my old videos and critique them and tell me what's wrong about all of them, my channel is probably not for you. I don't get a lot of things right, and I don't apologize for that. I mean, I just make mistakes, and that's the way it is. I'm not going to change. I'm going to do the things the way I do them. I'm not going to change at all. I spent like 17 plus years in school, and I think I've earned the right to not be graded by people who don't really have a lot of what would I say, currency in my life. So I appreciate criticism, but to be a douche about it, just it's not, my channel is probably not going to be for you guys. So just wanted to say that. I know a lot of you guys out there are awesome, and I love every single one of you guys who are cool. And but sometimes people can get under your skin. So let's move on to something positive. We got the new shirt tonight from a place called ASMDSS. I think it's called Awesome Shit. My drill sergeant said it's a cool site. I don't know much about it. I love Toyota. I'm a Toyota fanboy, and I love the Hilux. So if you guys have seen this shirt, you might get it, you might not get it. The Hilux has probably been in every major conflict over the last 30, 40 years or so. And I just laugh every time I see one on TV with a 50 cal mounted in the back. It's a great truck. I'd love to have one, but obviously I'm not going to be able to afford one of those probably because it's an import. So I just wanted to show off the shirt. I think it's really funny. I think it's really cool. Okay, a few other announcements that you guys are going to probably be interested in. So I've created a box.com. I've had a box.com for a long time, and I've created a folder on there, and I'm going to make open source free files on there for you guys for anything but from like decals, artwork, stuff like that. I will drop that here in the future and make an announcement, but basically you'll just be able to go to the link and you'll be able to take off of my box.com. Anything in that folder you'll be able to download and use for your own. I believe in sharing as much with you guys as I can. I know a lot of people have asked about my decals, so I've made some different decal sheets that I'm going to give away, as well as my flocking box blueprints, my tent pole blueprints, as well as some other stuff on there you guys may or may not be interested, like stock photos or stuff if you want to do your own photo story. So I think that'll be something that's cool for you guys if you're interested in that. Let's see. Any other basic announcements? I'm marking everything off as I go. That is about it for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through several things in this What's in the Shop. I've got a lot of people in the comments right now. I've seen some new guys join. We've got, let's see, Andy and Indy, I mentioned you. Ernie's Attic, thank you. Kevin Kelly, thank you. Sergeant Soldier's here, bro. OG, it's good to see you. Big Boss Jack's here in the chat. So I'll open it up at the end of the live stream if you guys are still on here to some Q&A. If you guys want to shoot the shit for a little bit, we can do that. And that's about all I got for announcements. Let's go and start working our way through this What's in the Shop. Let me take a drink of beer real quick. I saw somebody on there mentioned Three Floyds Brewing. It's one of my favorite breweries. My favorite beer being Permanent Funeral by them. All right. Let's start with our first thing I wanted to share. So some of you guys might know that I'm a Conan the Barbarian fan, and I was a little disappointed when Marvel Comics got the license from Dark Horse Comics to start producing Conan the Barbarian comics. Marvel kind of didn't do a great job, in my opinion. You guys might have seen me talk about that recently. But recently, Titan Comics out of England, I believe, has got the license for Conan the Barbarian, and they started making the Savage Sword of Conan. It is almost just like the old Savage Sword we were familiar with as kids. I'll open it up. It's a black and white format, just like the old Savage Sword magazines. And it features, got a naked lady in there. Hope I don't get demonetized for that. It features some awesome stories, some legendary artists, and it also has some Solomon Kane stories as well. There's been 2 issues so far. Here's number 2, and they are both absolute bangers. I'm glad to see Conan back in the hands of somebody who understands the character and knows what they're doing with that. Love Conan. I can't get enough of these. I just got the 3rd and the 4th issue on pre-orders from Things from Another World. I used to be a massive comic book collector, but during COVID, my comic book shop went a little flaky and kind of just went off the rails. And I just decided, man, this is a good time to quit. But I've been collecting comics since 1982. My first comic being the X-Men that my sister, who worked at a local grocery store, brought home to me. And it was awesome. And I've been an X-Men fan for a long time, but I fell out of favor with them as well. Next thing I wanted to share. You guys know that I'm a Masters of the Universe fan. And I love the Masters of the Universe Origins line. I recently picked up 2 figures from the Mattel Creations exclusives on their website. And one is a figure that's been my favorite for a long time, and that is Cyclone. If you guys are not familiar with Cyclone, here he is. He is a dope figure. And with a lot of the Origins figures, they don't have a lot of play function like the old Masters of the Universe figures do. Like, you know, He-Man had the spring-loaded waist so he could punch. But they actually took the time to tool in Cyclone, and he snaps open, and we can spin him. This is one of my favorites as a kid. I just recently did a reviews day that's going to air in September with this figure. And the whole review, I called him Skyclone. And at the end, I apologize. So I'm sure there's going to be some dude out there who's going to shit all over that review, but who cares? This is a great figure. I love the Masters of the Universe Origins line. My son loves them. And the second figure we got, which is a little bit of a letdown, is Extendar. Now, the original Extendar was a later issue figure, and he featured arms and legs that extended all out. Mattel wasn't really able to do the tooling for that and keep it in the $20 price range. So the limbs pop off. Let me show you guys. Limbs pop off, and then you put them back on, and like, it's pretty cool. But his head does pop up, and his waist does pop up. So there's a little bit of playability there. I bought him for the gimmicky version, or the gimmicky purposes. My son likes him, so I just wanted to share these Masters of the Universe Origins figures with you guys. I love the line. I think, in my opinion, it's the best action figure line out there right now as far as just nostalgia, playability, and it still resonates with kids. I know a lot of guys can get lost in the weeds about toys being adults, but at the end of the day, they're still for children. And I think this is a great line for kids. So, and then my last non-G.I. Joe thing I want to share is something I've been looking at for a long time. Now, you guys, if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know I'm a huge Flash Gordon fan. I love Flash Gordon. I love the movie from the early 80s. And I've loved NECA Toys Flash Gordon figures. And for the longest time, I've been at my local Walmart looking at this Flash Gordon 2-pack. This thing was $80. And I watched it forever, hoping that this thing would go on clearance eventually. And if you guys know me, I'm willing to wait shit out for a long time. So I waited and waited and waited. And then one day I went in there, and it was a damaged box. So the flap tore off. And I waited. It got marked down to 30 from, I think, 80 to 30. And I still waited. I said, it's going to get down lower. So here it is. If you guys aren't familiar, this is NECA Toys. They did not have the license at the time to do the Flash Gordon from the movie. So they made kind of like homage tribute style figure, 2-pack exclusive, featuring characters that are very similar to that original Flash Gordon movie. Coincidentally, they now have the license to do those figures, so they're making a new set of Flash Gordon figures. But I've always wanted this set, and I got it for, as you can see here, $18.75. So good things come to those who wait. So I was really, really happy to get that. Love that figure set. Hopefully we can do a reviews day of that when we come back from the break. All right. One last thing I wanted to share with you guys. I guess I lied to you. I wasn't the last G.I. Joe, non-G.I. Joe related thing. Recently, my brother and I, we both worked together, and we were talking about a figure that he had in the mid-70s that actually made it down to me. One of my favorite toys to play with back in the late 70s, early 80s. You guys will recognize this gentleman. Pulsar, the ultimate man of adventure. I loved Pulsar as a kid. I played with this guy till I wore him out. I think he ended up being thrown in the trash because a lot of his arms were broken from a lot of battles with G.I. Joe and Darth Vader and the 12-inch Chewbacca in the backyard. But I just did a restoration video of this figure. I got this guy off eBay, and I wanted to share this tonight because one of the first things that I 3D printed and designed myself were his mission discs. You guys can see here, I made these with a 3D printer, and then I got on Toy Polloy's website where he had the decals that you can download to make your own discs, and I bought some water slide decal paper and made brand new mission discs for the Pulsar. It's coming as a restoration video later on this year, and who knows, Pulsar might show up in a G.I. Joe photo story maybe in the future as well. So that may or may not happen. Who knows, right? So I wanted to share that. Pulsar is super dope. I know a lot of you guys out there probably had Pulsar, and he was one of the coolest figures I can remember as a kid, other than G.I. Joe and the ones I had in the 80s, of course. For you guys who definitely have seen some of the recent photo stories, Super Joe Revitalized. That was a great photo story. I really enjoyed it. This is the figure from that. You guys saw me do a Who Wants to Build a Super Joe figure where I built this guy here. He's basically just my Frank and Joe body with a White Elephant Toys blonde Super Joe head. The belt is from the Buzz Lightyear set that came with the space armor and whatnot. I just painted it silver, added the Super Joe decal. I have some G.I. Joe excuse me, some G.I. Joe boots from one of the classic collection figures. I can't remember which one it was from. And then the jumpsuit is a old school Leucopleur Bonikas when they were on Cotswold Collectibles. And I love this figure. He turned out really well. I like the way he looks. And hopefully I can incorporate him into a photo story. That photo story was super fun to do. It kind of materialized after I had made that figure, and I was making the heads for Cody over at Poplux 4583. I had a head that I kind of screwed up, and then I turned it into the damaged or battle damaged adventurer head. And I saw that, and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool to make a photo story about him becoming a Super Joe? And that's what we did, and got really good reviews. A lot of you guys loved it, and I really appreciate all the positive feedback I've had on that one. And I definitely plan on keeping the Super Joe storyline going here in the future. Also, you guys caught Paul Knapp's live stream where Paul had the amazing Sean Huckster on there. I was fortunate enough to be asked to come on that live stream. And Sean on there showed one of his 1-to-1 scale Tesla pistols, and he had it painted, and I thought, shit, I should paint my Tesla pistols. So the 3 that he sent me, I have painted up. See if I can get a better, painted those up in various different colors. I did one for all, they're all for my Super Joe Adventure team. So here's a gold one for my Super Joe Commander. And here's a silver one for another figure as well. I really love these. Sean did an amazing job on these. So Sean, if you're out there watching, I painted these up and they look just as amazing as what I hoped they'd look. So thank you for these pistols again. I do appreciate it. So let's keep marking off stuff as we go along. And we will get to some other cool things. So another thing I've been working on recently, I acquired a Action Man Seawolf submarine. Now, I've always thought that version of the Seawolf submarine, along with a lot of the other Action Man stuff, was superior to the one that Hasbro released. It didn't come with everything the original Hasbro submarine came with. It doesn't have the squid or the viewing platform. But I acquired an Action Man submarine, and I'm currently restoring it for my YouTube channel. It was like a mini. If you get on eBay and do a search for these Action Man Seawolves, you're going to find that the tab that fastens the canopy to the main sub fuselage is always broken off on most of them. I actually managed to cast a brand new piece. You'll see that in my photos, or not my photo story, my basic builds restoration of this. And I'm currently restoring this to its original glory. And I think it's going to be a great video. So the plan, let's put it up here for a second. The plan's going to be like last summer when we did the collection close-up of my Red Devil parachute figures. And then we went out and did like a real action adventure. I think that's what I called it. And I obviously dropped them off the fire tower to their death. And I got a ton of hilarious comments, serious comments like, do you know what you're doing? Or this is how you do parachuting, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it was all like all over the spectrum. And I loved all of them. They were funny. But I'm going to actually do this. And then we're going to go out to a friend of mine's pool this summer and do another real action adventure where we take the Seawolf submarine and do some dives with it. And we might even take my G.I. Joe one as well. And I think it's going to be really fun. I'll take my GoPro out there with the underwater case and maybe jump into the water and do some actual video footage. But that was my plan when I got this, was we're going to do a really cool video, a real action adventure with this Seawolf, Action Man Seawolf submarine. So that's something you guys can look forward to as well coming up. Another thing, I just recently got this footlocker off eBay for a really good price. It is the original Super Joe footlocker, and the reason that I wanted this, it's missing the inner tray as well, but it does have the original handles. But the reason I bought this was Randall over there at Art Lab has a Mike Power Superbox conversion set, or kit, I guess. And I'm going to take that Mike Power Superbox, and I'm going to retrofit it to this orange Super Joe late issue locker. And I'll do a video of that as well. It's very similar to the Super Joe locker that I did. We'll do something very similar with the Mike Power one. But I thought using the orange locker would be really, really cool. So we'll get this all cleaned up, obviously, and we'll do a retrofit video similar to the one I did for the Super Joe lockers. So I'm sure you guys will love that. Let's see, what else do we want to get to? Oh, another thing. I don't know how many of you guys out there are woodworkers, but I used to do a lot of woodworking, a lot of building, and I used to use the Craig jig pocket hole screw tool. And I have a lot of these empty Craig screw containers, and these things make awesome G.I. Joe crates. You can get those, you can paint them. I can see I've screwed up the paint here because I didn't wash this thing off good enough, but it's okay. It's going to be a battle damage crate anyway. But these are awesome. So if you have any of these Craig toolkit or Craig screw containers, you can definitely convert these into really cool crates for your adventure team. I just wanted to show that, something I've been messing with. I actually made one to hold the chest piece for my laser tag set. You probably might have saw it in the Super Joe storyline Adam and I did last fall. So cheers, guys. So another thing. Okay. Let's just get into the stuff I wanted to really get into tonight. So over the last several months, I've accumulated several different swaths of fabric, and I've spent many a night cutting out patterns and getting things ready. And then I've taken other stuff over to the lady who does all my sewing for me, who happens to be my mother. So, Mom, if you're watching this, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Not a lot of people have an Aaron who can sew for him. I'm probably one of the few people. I know a lot of other people out there sew. I know Andy from Indie Sews, Robert from Max Hog Adventures sews. They're both fantastic. But I am not a great sewer, so I have to take my stuff to my mom, who's been taking care of me ever since I was born. Not all the time, but anyways, I wanted to share some stuff that we have collaborated on. Now, some stuff will make it into photo stories. Some stuff will be used for some contests we'll talk about later on tonight. And then I've got some plans for some other things as well. But let's start working our way through those. Before we do that, let's do one other thing. So you guys have probably seen this maybe once or twice. I've got these Adventure Team Aqua chests. I've made 2 of them. My goal was to get with my mom and have her make a deep sea dive suit. We're still working on that, but I'm going to make these dive chests available when that happens. They're going to come with a complete deep sea diver rig, as well as lead shoes. I'm working on restoring some buoys, and I've also made a exclusive set of dive tanks for it as well. I've got the dive tanks with a hole drilled so they'll fit in the back of the chest rig like that. And then I've also got some rubber tubing that put it on here. Rubber tubing that'll come off the backs of the helmets and they'll attach to the dive tanks. I'm also going to make a chest weight that will attach to the front, the dive weights that I've made. So my goal is to hopefully get those done by the fall. I've got 2 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to probably put them up for sale, maybe. I don't know if I don't really want to use eBay because I hate giving those scumbags money. So I don't know. Maybe I'll think of a price, and if somebody wants to buy one, we'll just see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I'm working on 2 of these dive chests. I think they're super dope. I hope you guys are going to like them, but I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So let's see, moving on. All right, let's get to the figures and clothing. So I got a lot of G.I. Joes out and started putting this gear on them. And some of the stuff is going to start off pretty simple. It's just we'll start off simple and blah, and then we'll get our way up to the cool stuff, I guess. So I've got these basic, I just call them basic adventure outfits. The first one being this nice short sleeve tan outfit here. You can see it's just a tan field shirt and just tan pants. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I love the combination of the brown and the tan. I think it's going to be really neat. We've got the buttons on there as well, and I think this is a cool little outfit. It's a neat combination. I think it goes really, really well together. So we'll put that off to the side. And then we also came up with, we had some green fabric, and we did a green and tan basic outfit. And these are similar to the basic outfits that the Adventure Team had, like Buried Bounty and a few of the other ones. Just a real basic, simple shirt with buttons and pants. I've got a lot of these, so I think they're cool. I think they'll be neat outfits for photo stories to kind of, bridge different scenes. Like if you're in the G.I. Joe Adventure Team headquarters, you'd be wearing something like this, and then you go out in the field and you'll be in your super dope camouflage. So those are just 2 basic, I call them adventure outfits. Now I've got another one here. We kind of experimented with this one. Didn't get it all the way we wanted it to, but I think it's going to work eventually if we'll get some other things added to it, maybe some pockets. But I did this outfit here. It's just a basic field shirt and like a smoky black gray kind of weird. I don't know if it's camouflage. It was sent to me by Ed from Action Figures. He sent me a bunch of fabric swaths, so I decided to make some shirts out of it. And then I made these pants. These are basic. I call them operator or field pants. So they just have the knee pads and no pockets or anything. And I think these really turned out well. I have several pairs of these. So I think there's going to be cool. But the field shirt, I think we might add some pockets to it and kind of spruce it up. But I think it turned out pretty well regardless. I think it's a neat combination of the green with the smoky black and gray. So those are the three basic camouflages that we have. Next up, I have this really cool camouflage print from a guy on Spoonflower who lives over in England. His Red Kite Camouflage is his site, and we have worked together several times. He has made a lot of different prints for me available in 1/6 scale that I've bought, and this is one of them you've probably seen before. It is a really cool camouflage. I call this my Amazon Explorer camouflage, I think. Love the way this print looks, and I made it. It has the pants with the pockets, and I made it in a short sleeve. So I took the standard jacket design, and then we trimmed it down to a short sleeve because I thought it'd be cool to have like a field shirt for my jungle storylines. This camouflage here will more than likely be featured in Jungle of Doom. It's down to this camouflage and another one. Just haven't decided which one's going to photograph better in the environment that I'm going to get out to do this in. So we'll see. But this is great on this figure. Next up, let's keep pulling these guys out. This is a really cool one. This is a tiger stripe pattern I got off Spoonflower. Really, really neat. I can't even remember what the pattern was called. I know the lady who had it, I messaged her and asked her if she would shrink it down to 1/6 scale for me, and she was gracious enough to do that. So I bought some, and I love the way this turned out. It's really, really cool. It's got the cool pockets. It's got the knee pads, and then we did the field shirt with the pockets as well. I can't wait to get this into a photo story. So this is awesome. Let's see. Next up, you guys have seen this before, but we changed some stuff up on it. So this is the Rhodesian brushstroke camo. Got a moth in here. This is the Rhodesian brushstroke camo. It's really cool. I can't remember the name of the fella I got this on Spoonflower from, but we made a field shirt this time, an actual field shirt, and it's on my Action Man, and I think it's super awesome. I have actual shorts that go with this guy. I think the Rhodesian Bush War is a really interesting historical conflict, and it's definitely something worth checking out. But the Rhodesian camouflage, I think, is something that's very popular right now with a lot of people. I know Cotswold is making or has made a Rhodesian camouflage recently, but I have my own, and I really like the way this thing looks. I've also got the field shirt, and I also had a field jacket created. Had my mom sew one of those up, which is really, really cool. So if you want to do the Rhodesian Bush War photograph, then you could easily do that with different combinations of this Rhodesian brushstroke camouflage. So I really love the way that turned out, and it looks super dope on my Action Man figure. All right. Another camouflage that we had that turned out really, really good is this tiger stripe camouflage here. Again, this is on my Eagle Eye G.I. Joe, my vintage figure. This print here, I love. This turned out better than I expected. I actually did a basic builds of this outfit, how I cut it out, how I did everything, and then we sewed it up. And I love the way this turns out. It might be one of my favorite outfits from the sewing that she did recently. It's kind of an homage to that old Defenders shirt set that had the camouflage really similar to this, or I think it was Defenders or a Mike Power. It was Defenders. Defenders had a camouflage like this, similar, but this is kind of an homage to that, and this turned out absolutely awesome. Couldn't have been better. So love the way this turned out. And then we did this camouflage pattern here. This is interesting. I saw this. I think Rick Rayner. Rick Rayner is the name of the guy on Spoonflower, which I got some of these, the Rhodesian brushstroke, and I believe this one here. This is the desert chocolate chip camouflage done in green. So I think it's a cool pattern. I just bought it to make a set of BDUs out of. I think it'd be cool for the adventure team. But you can see we did the tactical pants like all the others, but the pattern is just so unique. It's interesting. I've seen this before. We've all familiar with the chocolate chip desert camouflage, but this is awesome. I think this is something that's really, really cool. So hopefully this all photographs well. I'm cutting out a bit, huh? Okay. Sorry here. Let me see if I can get my internet fixed. Let's try here. I'll fix something here. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Sometimes everybody's streaming upstairs. How am I coming in now, guys, in the comments? Can anybody give me a little heads up? Wait for the comments, people on there, to give me a little heads up here. Andy says he's been adding names to follow on Spoonflower. Hopefully everybody got those camos I shared. If I cut out a little bit, I apologize. If there's any that cut out in the comments, let me know. Sometimes, sometimes things with the internet gets a little wacky. We've been having some internet problems here lately. I don't know what's going on. We're having a bunch of fiber optics installed in our town, and our internet's been super sketch. So I apologize for that, guys. Let me adjust something else here and see. All right. Anyways, so back to the camouflage. You guys hopefully saw the chocolate chip. Let me message my wife and tell her the internet's okay. Anyways, so back to the rest of the outfits. You guys hopefully saw the chocolate chip camouflage. Another outfit I wanted to share with you guys. Let's see here. Hopefully I'm coming back in a little bit. Ernie's Attic says it's a little bit better. Let me see here. Can't really fix anything else. So we'll just have to go with it and see what happens. Seems like a lot of people have been having internet issues lately. Sadly, I don't know what the hell is going on. But anyways, this is another outfit. Hope this comes in. If you guys can see this. So I've been working on a G.I. Joe. Whatchamacallit? A G.I. Joe Real American Hero Recondo Tiger Force outfit for some reason. So here it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. If it's coming in, hopefully the stream's coming in good enough that you guys can check this out. This thing's pretty dope. I had a guy make the camo for me on Spoonflower. And I really like the way this thing turned out for your Real American Hero fans out there. I hope you guys think this is cool. I've got a few of these made. I'm going to have maybe Corrigan Holsters make me a holster for this, and hopefully I can get a head sculpt from Grunga Toys. I missed out on their Recondo head sculpt for Cotswold Collectibles, so hopefully they make some more. I emailed Sydney the other day to see if he was going to make any more of those. But I think this is a really cool outfit. Hopefully you guys do as well. Just something I threw together. Probably going to do a basic builds on this maybe. So we'll see what happens. All right, on to the last 3 of the night. So you guys were probably familiar, hopefully, with some of my older outfits, but I can make a unique outfit. I call it the Overland Adventure outfit, Overland Explorer outfit. I'm sorry, and it's a hooded jacket and pants. My mom and me worked together and designed it, and basically what I do for some of them, if I have old raincoats or old nylon jackets that are no good anymore. We piece whatever we can out of those and make jackets. So here's an old orange nylon jacket I had from when I used to work in construction. And we made a set of Overland Explorer outfits out of it. So it has a hood, it has the pants, and it's a really cool all-weather jacket. But the neatest part about this is this fabric's pretty worn. Some of it's got stains and whatnot on it because I used to work out in construction and follow an asphalt paver from time to time. So it's got some blemishes. I think it gives it a really neat worn look. And we made a few different of these outfits. And I really like the way this one turned out. And the last 2, we have this really cool camouflage that I got off Spoonflower. I don't know why I got it, but I thought it was neat. This one right here. This is another Overland Explorer outfit in this really gnarly camouflage that really pops. I think it'll be a good adventure theme set if I can figure out what to use it for. But I love the way this thing turned out. We made the custom BDU style pants for it as well. And this thing's super dope. And then lastly, we have this really cool Russian woodland pattern that I did too. It's similar to the German Flecktarn. I believe I got this from Rick Rayner as well on Spoonflower. It's pretty gnarly. This turned out great too. It's got the BDU pockets. Hopefully you can see that in the jacket. Everything is it's super cool. I love the way this thing turned out too. Both these turned out great. The Overland Explorer outfits are super gnarly. The camouflage fabric here, I will try to, when I'm not comments the description of this video, I'll try to maybe post links to where I got this camo on Spoonflower, like Andy was say he's making a list. I had a gal, can't remember where she was from. She might have been from Asia somewhere. I'm not sure who scaled this down for me to make an outfit on. So that's super awesome. All these outfits turned out great. Appreciate my mom doing all that. And then we've got some extras. Like I said, I have some extra stuff that I'm going to do for some contest giveaways and then some other projects in the future. So she just made some basic shirts out of the fabric that we have. So I have extras that I'll be doing something with. I've got a shirt out of that super gnarly camo. We got another shirt out of the chocolate chip. I got this pattern here, which you'll see in a video later on this year. I won't give it away, but it's another cool gnarly camouflage print. Here's that smoky gray camo you saw. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but I got a shirt out of it. We have several more of the Overland Explorer outfits out of this old Merrill rain jacket that I did. So this is what the Overland Explorer outfits look like. So these are pretty gnarly. Hopefully you guys will be happy to see these. And then we made a set of pants. I had an old set of jeans that were worn out, and I wanted to try to create a set of pants. I'm on the fence on what they look like on the figure, but we did a set of Explorer pants in this old denim. So I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool, but it's also a little bit weird with the bulkiness of the fabric. So I don't know. We'll figure something to do with these as well. We have several pairs of those. So got a lot of clothing we just had sewn. I think she did something like 59 different outfits, I believe, according to my dad. So yeah, super dope. thanks. Shout out to my mom. Cheers to you. You worked your ass off, and we really appreciate it. You did it for the hobby, Mom. Good job. So we worked through all that. We got the clothing. Let's see. Let's talk about some upcoming projects. So I mentioned that we're doing another I call it another feature photo story or long format photo story. You guys are familiar with Adam and G.I. Joe and the Lost Chronicles, and I have both done a couple of collaborations, and then separately we've done some really dope photo stories as well. I'm doing this new one called Project Armstark. So without giving too much away, when I was working on Mike Power's 0 Point with Adam a couple years ago, which was our first collaboration, I had finished that one and was editing it, and I was going to add some things to it, but I got sick. I got an abscessed tooth from an old root canal I had done several years ago, and the tooth got infected, and then it spread to I have this thing called a cystic hygroma in my neck. So it's like just a fluid sac. It's like a kind of like a birth defect. You don't know it's there. It's just like it's like a void, and it's very rare. And the infection spread to that, and I had to be hospitalized for 5 days. I almost went septic. Doctors didn't know what it was for a long time, and they just kind of let it get out of hand. And then I had to go to the hospital, and I wasn't able to finish the photo story the way I wanted to. So I left a little meat on the bone, and I decided to come back and revisit that photo story. And Project Armstark is basically wrapping up what I wanted to do in that photo story. So I think you guys are really going to like it. And here, if you didn't see last week during the live stream, is a preview of Project Armstark. There you guys go. That is a small scene from Project Armstark. It's about a 23-minute long banger, and it features just about everything you would want in a photo story. And I won't give any more away, but it drops July 5th, 7 p.m. Like all my photo stories drop at 7 p.m. Central on a Friday night. And I hope you guys love it as much as I loved making it. The majority of it was made in my brother's basement, and also my other brother's woods. So it's a great photo story. I was able to use some of the props from Mike Power 0 Point, and I love being able to recycle things over and over again. And it's a great photo story. Now, the second photo story that I have coming, I mentioned it. I wanted to have a little bit of a scene for you guys tonight, but I just didn't have time. Is Jungle of Doom, and it is the sequel to my super popular Footsteps of Giants storyline, and it is a legit horror photo story. And when I say that, I don't mix words. It's a horror story, so it's going to be super cool. I am halfway done with it. I am right now getting ready to make some more props, and then hopefully go out to the woods in July and finish filming it. So I'm going to brave sweltering temperatures, mosquitoes, and ticks. So that's what I'm doing for you guys. I really appreciate I love making those photo stories. It's going to be awesome. But I think most importantly, tonight we'll play one more trailer for you guys, and then we'll wrap it up, get to some Q&A, hang out for a little bit longer. So if you watched last week's live stream, the Axis of Awesome, the original members, I decided, I guess, I came up with an idea. So I'll kind of lay it out for you guys. Let's see, I'd say 3 years ago, the original members of the Axis of Awesome got together and we did a Traveling Joe project. So Cody from Poplox 4583 put together a figure, and then he had a really cool box he made and some gear, and then he sent it to each of the original members of the Axis of Awesome, as well as one or two other guys. And the idea was that those of us in the Traveling Joe project would get the figure, do a video, add an item of gear or items of gear to it, send it on to the next guy. It took a long time to do because some people did not prioritize it maybe the way they should have. I don't know if that's accurate or even fair, but we got it done. Then we had a live drawing. Cody did a live drawing on air, and it was great. Turned out awesome. We had a lot of fun doing it. We kind of talked about doing it again, but it is a lot of work to do it. So I came up with an idea to do a collaborative story with everybody in the Axis of Awesome community that wants to participate. And I created this theme called Curse of the Golden Skull. And it is an idea that I came up with where we would come up with a common theme, which is the Curse of the Golden Skull. And each person that has, for starters, a YouTube channel that does like content, like photo stories, like Adam and I, Pat from Lead Action Joe, Tom Spider Monkey, Cody does some stop motion. Pete's done a few things. Pete from Skull Reviews, Newbie Modder's done some. Tar Productions does amazing stop motion stuff. But it's going to be an anthology series, and anybody can participate if they want to. It's not going to be limited to anybody. We would like to finalize kind of what we envision it being by the end of the year and have an announcement by the end of the year, how we want to proceed. But the idea is going to be everybody creates an anthology story, whatever you want it to be, about a golden skull and its deadly curse. And we'll all air it on our channels in a row. I think Cody would like Cody to kick it off in his bar, the Salty Sea Beaver, with his G.I. Joe figures. And then each of us go after that. And that is the plan. And you just tag it, Curse of the Golden Skull, with a hashtag. And the people that don't have YouTube would still like to participate, and you have, like, say, Instagram or Facebook, you can do a series of photos, or you can make a video if you'd like, post it on one of those two formats and just tag me and the hashtag Curse of the Golden Skull. Or if you don't want to do that and you want to do a video, you can just send it to me and I'll do a special video or a live stream where I show everybody's videos. That'd be kind of cool as well. So we're working on finalizing it right now. I dropped the idea on the guys last week. I'll show you the basic trailer from last week in case you missed it. And here it is, Curse of the Golden Skull.
In the vast unknown where shadows dance with whispers and the air is thick with ancient secrets, lies the cursed relic, the Golden Skull. Its hollow eyes pierce through the darkness, beckoning the foolish to seek its power. But beware, for those who dare to possess it awaken a malevolent force, binding them to a fate darker than death itself.
there you guys go. So I don't know if that's going to be the final trailer. That's kind of like the teaser trailer, but I think it's going to be something really cool, and most importantly, I think it's going to be something that's super inclusive, and it's going to be something the entire Axis of Awesome community I think can participate in. And like I said, you don't have to have a channel. You can just make it and just post it and just tag us, Curse of the Golden Skull. But we'll have more details as we get closer. The original AOA members are going to get together and kind of figure out how we want to do all this. But that's coming. Expect something this fall. So I really would love everybody to participate in it if they're interested. I know there's a lot of really talented content creators out there. And I know a lot of you guys would love to participate in something like that as well. A couple other things I want to say before we get to Q&A. I am working on t-shirts for my YouTube channel. It's something I kicked around when I did my live stream with Keith from Model Rockets 321. I know he has a storefront and kind of inspired me to kind of create my own storefront kind of. So I've been working on just doing a basic kind of like basic t-shirt design on a place called Spread Shop. It's something where it's like a made to order. So I just come up with the design, they'll print it, and I get a portion of the sales. But I just wanted to try it out, and I've been working on t-shirt designs, and I would love to tonight share those designs with you guys. But before that, we'll talk about one other thing. I've come up with a print that I think is really cool. So about 21 years ago, I was at Wizard World Chicago Comic Con, and I'd taken a bunch of Adventure Team box art photos with me. And I would go to the artists row, the Starving Artists row, and ask them to do an interpretation of the picture that I gave them. And it was all Adventure Team themed. There was one fella who did this picture for me. I thought was really cool. It's one of my favorite pictures. I have a buddy of mine at work who kind of dabbles in coloring, digital coloring. And he just came up with a real basic picture. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So it's a real basic picture. I might get some prints of this made. I think it's cool. I don't know what you guys think of it. Let me know in the comments. I think it's very representative of the Adventure Team. So I think it's really cool. But as far as the t-shirts go, here is a preview of what I've got so far. Here we go. So there are the Skunkworks t-shirts I've got designed so far. I think I'll make those available along with some stickers and maybe some coffee mugs. I had a friend of mine mention that I should have the shorty short shorts I wear, but I don't know if the site has those. If they did, I definitely would make those available. But so be on the lookout for those. I'm going to give t-shirts a try. I don't know if it's going to be successful or not, but it seems like I've had some interest in those things. And man, that wraps up everything for this Watson the Shop number 42. One other thing. So this June 11th, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Action Figures live stream. If you're familiar with Ed over there, Action Figures, it's a great channel. He does a lot of live streams. We're going to be doing an Ultimate G.I. Joe celebration. It's going to be myself, Largo from Largo's Lair, Ed from Action Figures, Hexastack, and a pump with toys. They were gracious enough to invite me on their show to talk about 1/6 scale and 12-inch GI Joes and kind of the state of the hobby. I don't know if I'm a great spokesperson for that. There's probably a lot better guys than me, but they asked me to be on there, and I said, hell yeah. So that being said, guys, if you have any questions in the comments section, go ahead and ask away, guys. I'm excited to chat with some of you guys on here who have been patient enough to sit through this shit show of a live stream. So what do you got? Anything good? Let's see if I can activate the comments here. Let's see. Oh, Andy doesn't know what short shorts are. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard of Ranger panties or like little running shorts, like the really short shorts. I wear those all the time. I'm known in my hometown for wearing those. I have really big legs. I do a lot of squats and deadlifts, and it's always hilarious. I walk around town in all these wild colored short shorts with my wife and son, and drives a lot of my buddies' wives nuts. But they live under a communist totalitarianistic regime. I do not. My wife lets me be me unapologetically, and I appreciate that. That's why I'm married to her. Okay. Ernie's Addict said he asked a question earlier about the California. He says, hey, Jeff, let's go ahead and show it. Hey, Jeff, there's a G.I. Joe show Burbank, California. And you know, going June nights. No, unfortunately, Ernie, I live in Illinois. I don't know a lot of guys out in California. I know a few. I think that are friends of the channel. That would be a great question for anybody else in the chat or anybody that sees this live stream. If you guys are out in Burbank, there's a G.I. Joe show apparently. It's related to James DeSimone, who is, you know, kind of like the godfather of G.I. Joe collecting. So, yeah, that'd be cool. I've been out to California once, to San Diego. It was really, really fun. Was out there with one of my best friends, but I'm sure there's some dope G.I. Joe shows out there. I know I do have a friend, Roberto Acevedo, lives in California. He's a really good friend of the show. So, Roberto, if you watch the stream and if you know, comment and let Ernie's Addict know if you know of anybody that's going to that. Let's see. Filmaholic, my brother from the state of Illinois. Is there a length requirement for the anthology? No, absolutely not, Greg. You can make it as long or as short as you want. That's the best part about this. It's going to be absolutely open to interpretation. And it's not just limited to 1/6 scale either. If you want to do a Curse of the Golden Skull with O-ring figures or classified figures, or if you want to use figures from another line, I don't really care. I don't think any of us care. I just want to see somebody take the concept and theme of Curse of a Golden Skull and make a really cool anthology style storyline. So the common thread that binds all of it is that the skull is cursed, and I think it's going to be super, super fun and super cool. So no time length. Okay, Ernie Zach said he's going to be filming it for his channel. That's cool. I'll tune in for that, man. I'll tune in for that. That'd be kind of cool. I like to see when people go to shows. I always appreciate Paul Knapp when he does his live stuff with the conventions. Paul's a little bit of a ball buster, so it's always interesting to see what he's going to say to people, you know. Yeah. He's kind of crazy sometimes. Anybody else got anything else they want to ask before we wrap this thing up? No problem, Ernie. I appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight, by the way. You know, it's kind of a weird time, 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. A lot of people are probably out doing stuff. Andy wants to know what's next for rockets. Great question. My brother was just telling me the other day he's built a brand new payload rocket and wants to go launch it here sometime soon. The crops have been planted in our area. We've had some really weird weather lately, so I've got my Estes model rocket cam ready, And we might be doing a rocket launch video maybe here this coming month before I think they planted corn in the field this time. So before the corn gets too high, we might go out and do one of those videos. I know my brother really wants to get out and shoot some rockets. He enjoys hanging out with my 5-year-old son a lot. And last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, we did a creek walk. There's a farm that my brother does a lot on, and they have this giant creek. And we take my son and a couple of my brother's nieces from his wife, and we go and do this giant creek walk together, and it's really fun. So, yeah, we're gonna try to get out and do some rocket stuff here soon. Yes, there's lots of chances for a wild flight with the payloader. We'll see. We were kind of going to put some insects in there, but my son doesn't like. He's like a friend to all insects. That's his thing now. He doesn't want to, like, he'll kill it. He'll kill an ant to death just by messing with it, but he doesn't want me to stamp on anything. He's like, it's pretty funny. It's interesting to watch in real time. So Tar Productions, man, hey, thanks for coming on, brother. I liked your brand new stop motion. I didn't get a chance to comment on it. I know Pat from Elite Action Joe last week was talking about all these videos that come out, and we never comment on them. We just kind of watch them and like them because, it's just kind of where we're at right now. We're also, I think all of us, especially in the Axis of Awesome we talked about last week, we're also kind of like just fatigued and tired that sometimes we just lose touch of everything. So I hope Tar Productions can get in on the Curse of the Golden Skull. I would love to see a cool little stop motion from him. And Greg, Filmaholic, I hope you would get in on that as well. I think it would be super fun. You're awesome photo taking and editing and lighting. I think it'd be really, really cool with your sultry, awesome voiceover as well. Would be awesome. Yeah, Andy is right. The world does wear you down. Time has gotten away from me this year. It's been pretty difficult to kind of keep the same pace that I had early this year. I think I said it last week on the live stream. I had a goal to do 3 videos a week till I got to 2,000 subscribers, and I did. And it took a toll on me. I kind of got a little burnout, and doing photo stories burns you out as well. I don't know if a lot of you guys don't do photo stories, but photo stories can definitely burn you out. So, and the Arm Stark video burnt me out pretty good. I spent a lot of money on that photo story. I did a What's in the Shop you guys will see in September for that. So, and the Jungle of Doom has it's had a lot of production problems that time got away from me. So I'm not really anticipating going out to the woods in July. Not that I mind the woods. I go out there. We go out there all the time. We go on hikes every weekend at like state parks and national parks. But the woods, particular woods that I film things in, is pretty overgrown, and it's pretty tick heavy. Not that I care about ticks. You do a good job. You can find the ticks, but the whole idea of having to, do that every time I go somewhere is kind of annoying. So, yeah. So anyways, I really appreciate all you guys jumping on here tonight. I didn't think I'd have very many people on here. Had some guys on early. Sergeant Soldier jumped on and jumped off. Big Boss Jack jumped on and jumped off. So it's been fun, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in for me to share all this stuff with you. It's awesome. There's a lot of stuff going on at Skunk Works. We're going to be down for a while, and we'll be back in September. It's going to be a nice layoff. I'm still making videos for later on. I've got videos made up all the way through probably November right now. So I'm trying to finish up the rest of the year, and then probably next year I won't go as hard. I probably won't be doing a video every week, but I've got a whole like notepad of videos I want to do. So I'll probably be a lot slower next year. So, but that's okay, man. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time to operate a YouTube channel. But I think, in closing, as I close this out, I'll say this to all you guys in our community, our 1/6 scale community specifically. All you guys who either the guys who have YouTube channels, the guys who participate in the cool Facebook groups, the guys who do Instagram, all the people that I kind of know, I really appreciate the camaraderie of our group. We don't have a lot of drama. If any, we all have each other's backs. We all kind of respect each other, and there's not a lot of shit posting or just infighting in the group, and that is important. I notice in a lot of the other groups, like the classified groups and the O-ring groups, no disrespect to any of those guys, but it seems to me like every time I tune in, there's a fight with somebody. And to be honest with you, I'm almost 50 years old, and I don't have time for high school drama from people, regardless of like who insults who or who does what. I get it, but man, time is such a precious thing, and if you waste half your time arguing and getting upset with people over stuff, it's such a waste of valuable time, and we all have a finite amount of it. And fighting with people just isn't. It's not something I want to waste any of my life currency on. And I really appreciate that about the 1/6 scale community. It seems like we're all kind of on the same page. We all respect each other. We all have each other's backs. We all have a common goal and a common thread that binds us all. And I love that about us, and I really appreciate it. And that's one of the reasons that I still do GI Joe, is that I find that such an awesome group of people to be around. And don't ever change, guys. We never want to get to a point where we're all battling each other, because I've always said this, like a rising tide raises all ships. And if the worst channel or the worst content producer is doing well, then the rest of us are doing well. So you're only as good as your weakest link. And just the drama and infighting with some of these other, these are toys. They're just toys. They're children's toys. So I think people lose sight of that. And I got a real job. So this is just a hobby for me. So you don't ever want to make your hobby work. So I think that's important. As I close this live stream out, just remember, these are just toys, and these are the things that help you escape the reality of a really, really wild world. So guys, I appreciate you tuning into the live stream. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are doing great out there. I hope you're gonna have a good summer. Like I said, be on the lookout for Project Armstark, July 5th, 7 p.m. The day before, I'm doing a special Brew 30 with Stone and Joy by July 4th IPA. I'll be on Action Figures YouTube this June 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern, to talk about the state of GI Joe, since it's Yojo June. And guys, in the meantime, keep living the adventure, and